Today I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful snake as a handle for this box that I built. Without any further ado, let's get right into it and show you how I made this. It all started with a piece of sapele and this snake I cut with my laser. I also marked the holes for the brass pins that will be attached to the drawer. So just easily traced it with my pencil, super easy. There are some tighter spots that was hard to get into it, but that's okay. I was able to get most places. And after I traced it, I marked where the pins should be. And then after that, I removed the template and kind of connected the lines that I was missing. It don't have to be exact. It's a snake. It's an organic shape. I cut off the excess material so I can work with a smaller piece at the scroll saw, and I cut the snake. I'm not that great at scrolling, so maybe I deviated a little bit from the pattern there, but that's okay. Just keep on going. So within a couple of minutes, I was able to have something that kind of looks like a snake. Now, before we get into shaping this snake, I wanted to take it to the drill press to actually cut the holes for the brass pins. It's easier to do it now while the snake is still flat, because once we shape it, it's not going to want to sit flat on the table. This is the first Dremel bit that I'm using to shape the snake, and what I'm doing with this Dremel bit is I'm just rounding it over the top part. So on both sides, you just go back and forward. I am wearing a respirator because it's making a lot of really fine dust. And I am going all around. I did clamp my snake to my bench because, well, I don't trust my hands that close to these spinning tools. And I'm just working around it, rounding it over. This is a pretty rough bit, so we will leave a very rough surface, but it does remove material fairly quickly. I did realize that my string from my hoodie was hanging down. Eventually I cut it because it's not safe to have strings hanging, so I know that. But I rounded over as much as I could until I got to my clamp, and then I had to flip over the snake so I can do the other half. It was going really quick. This whole first step of shaping, it only took a few minutes. But like I said, this leaves a very rough surface. So once we are done with this bit, this Dremel bits, the silver ones are more coarse, then the gold ones are finer. So then I moved to this gold one. This one, it's a skinnier, more pointy one. And this one, I used it basically to just smooth things out, make everything a little bit more uniform and nice. And also it allowed me to get in the tighter spaces that I couldn't get with the other one. Now this is a finer grit, so it will not remove material as quickly, and it's perfect for just this kind of application. This procedure, again, it didn't take much at all. It does produce a lot of fine dust, so please wear a respirator if you do this. The same like before, when I'm done on one side, I flip it, clamp it, did the other side, and now it's time to put the texture on the snake. And I'm using this gold ball looking like bit, and what I'm doing, I'm just dabbing it on the snake. Dab. It leaves little half circles, which is perfect for this kind of application. I really liked the way it was looking. I did practice this on a couple of other snakes before, so I knew it was going to look great. This is one of my favorite things to do with the Dremel, is to make this texture, and you will see I kind of did the same texture on the box as well, so it kind of goes together, and I'll show you the box in the end. But for now, just dab, going, putting texture. The texture is just in the top, not on the sides or the bottom. And then after we do the texture, we need to sand it. And I thought about it, how can I sand it without losing my texture? So I'm using this kind of half-inch spongy sandpaper. These ones are perfect because you can really get into those semicircles that I made the texture and sand it and make it smooth without removing the texture, and we still have well-defined, semicircles. So just like any other project, I sand it from 120 all the way to 320, I believe. So keep changing the sanding paper and sand until it feels nice to the touch. I just purchased this sander not too long ago. I am happy with it, although I have some things I don't like about it either. And then I use some mineral spirits just to show you what it looks like when it's all sanded and done. I was happy with it. And then when I put it on the box, this is what it looks like on the box. And I think it looks fabulous. I'm so happy with the way it turned out. And here is a close-up of the snake. This box will be available in a couple of days when the finish is all cured. And like I said, it's a drawer. I named this box the TV box because to me it kind of looks a little bit like a TV. And as you can see, the brass pins will allow us to comfortably grab the snake and open the drawer. And then if you look at the top of the box and the sides, you will see the same kind of texturing, a strip of it in the middle of it, just to kind of bring the whole design together. I hope this was helpful to you and you learned something new. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Skylar Ewing and I'll see you in my next video.